Chapter 10. Hemispheres. The Family. I have tried to show much I was influenced by Jung's descriptions of animus and anima, and how the left and right cerebral hemispheres of the brain controlled them and their resulting behaviours. Most of the women I saw in my consulting room tended to be left-headed and in trouble with their emotional right. They were so occupied with thinking, talking and doing that they were quite out of touch with what they were feeling. If I asked them what they felt, I was usually told what they thought. The difficulty was that having been brought up in families totally orientated towards doing, they were not used to discussing emotions. They kept stiff upper lips and pulled their socks up, and how they felt about anything was irrelevant. I discovered they had no vocabulary to describe how or what they felt. I used to show them a great list of words to describe every possible emotion, to see if they could identify a word which described how they felt. It gave them great pleasure to find the appropriate word and to discover that it could be used without shame. A door opened. I think that what I've said so far gives me an opportunity now to think about the age-old nature or nurture question, because it looks as if family influences can determine the maleness or femaleness of the offspring. I'm sure that the ideal is for family influences to encourage children to be as much in touch with the left, activity-orientated male brain as they are with the affectionate, warm and creative right feminine brain, which is what Abraham Maslow discovered when he looked at the psychology of the children of happy families. So, what should mothers and fathers actually do to bring up children who are balanced, who can use the potential of either side depending on the circumstances they are dealing with, not stuck in one mode or the other? The children must come from a happy family. So easy to say, but my prescription would be this. The father must be as easy with his emotions as he is with his activities. But he is the hunter, the breadwinner. His orientation is to the world outside, with which he can cope, while being able to acknowledge and accept the flux of emotions that accompanies his doing. With male children, he encourages that activity state, but also expects them to live up to a family ethos which has at its heart justice, tolerance, and especially friendliness. Not for nothing do Christians teach, go and love one another. I think people would pay more attention to this injunction if the word befriend was substituted for love. Last time I looked love up in the Oxford Shorter English Dictionary, there were 13 definitions. No wonder people find it confusing. I think fathers should also be laughter creators, and I don't mean malicious laughing at, I mean warm laughter with. I suppose the most important aspect of the father-son relationship is continuing communication, especially during the stormy hormonal times of adolescence. A happy childhood ensures a smooth transition to adulthood and a strong sense of identity. I wrote earlier about the nature and importance of a father's role in the upbringing of a daughter. In her physical and psychological developments, she is in great need of knowing she has become attractive and acceptable. She needs to be told that she looks pretty in a new dress. She needs to be affirmed, and I think that only a father can do this. I have found that a common factor in the family histories of women who marry abusive husbands is either the absence of a father or having a father who was disinterested. The mother's responsibility is to foster the development of the potential of the right hemisphere. To do this, she needs, after birth, to have as close a relationship with this child as she had with it in the womb, allowing the process of bonding and attachment to happen without a hitch. Because it is in that warm emotional embrace that the genetically determined right brain functions can live and show themselves.